Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Trammell Crow Series. TRE, Trammell Crow, we're getting after it. Sit back, get yourself a little tequila, whiskey, whatever you want. Have a listen, baby. We're gonna dive right in. This is from Barry Henry. Once again, we're going through all the notes of the Trammell Crow Series, the Trammell Crow companies, people that have learned lessons. We're trying to pass these lessons on, and we're learning ourselves. We're taking this in for the 5th time. We believe in these notes and what they're talking about. If you guys have any comments, thoughts, questions, let us know. We're gonna dive right in. So cheers, guys. All right, Barry Henry. This is the aspect of strategy. Proper assessment of the market before starting project and proper assessment of return objectives, finance alternatives, hold periods, and exit strategies. Projects should be pro forma based on 90% occupancy, not 95. That makes a huge difference. Leasing assumptions should be driven by the market, not by the pro forma. Depending on inflation to bail us out, do not do that. Proper diligence on tenant credit, free rent given to tenant with less than AAA rating is always a bigger risk than perceived. Have a thorough understanding of renewals and on options, particularly on large square footage, because they always have a large impact on value. Personal liability on ground leases on undeveloped land is ill-advised. Ground lease is the dream. That's like my dream as a real estate investor, to have a ground lease. Leaders not being objective or dispassionate about potential opportunity. A good market is the best time to institute cost controls and achieve operating efficiency on projects, divisions, and region. I'm reading side note, I'm reading a book right now about McDonald's and how they had a true commitment to cleanliness, to quality, and to affordability. And it's all about systems. They weren't the first, but they were very strategic on putting systems in place. So that makes me think about that. Not having more organized, more often, and more specific focus on problems and planning, and leaders not changing course more often and rapidly enough. That's the number one reason why I see so many businesses fail, is that they fail to adapt and stay entrepreneurial. Delay in implementing corrective action, continuing to pay debt service on non-recourse debt, avoid lenders because of pride. Say no more often to deals, people, or whatever. Brainstorm deals more often as fire drills occur. Failure of division to truly run a multifaceted business. Not having developed more of a sale mentality. Sell more projects. Need more of a semi-broker mentality on selling fee business. These are all things that, in a lot of ways, I read this probably 6 years ago, and we have tried to implement a lot of the lessons that we've learned here at TRE. One of the ones that I'll admit to that I would have done differently and that we maybe failed at was the market was extremely hot in January. And I wish we would have sold 2 or 3 properties. Not a huge deal, but these lessons ring true after going through that. Pick the ones to sell and then go buy below value on other properties. Use a better balance between owning and selling, especially where assets might be isolated. Same point. Meet market early with rate reduction for good tenants instead of holding out, especially where projects are more isolated. Sell 100% and get out of 20% or less equity positions if liability exists for starts on project. Risk does not compare favorably with potential return. Select markets early for concentration and focus energy there. Avoid the delusion that particular markets or things will improve faster than they really will, and run businesses accordingly. Good defense. Offense and defense. They talked about that earlier. Failure to be more proactive in a portfolio asset management. Not getting into third party and other operating side businesses that generate meaningful fee income more quickly and making it a solid part of our operations. Lender relations, market approach, third party marketing approach. Early on and consistent program of tenant retention, expansion, and renewals, led by partner. Make it his job. Specific point, focus responsibility for third-party pinnacle and acquisitions. Get into third-party and other ways to earn fees, acquisitions, dispositions, loan restructuring, etc. Broker relations. No room for slop. Failure, not forgiving. Future. No room for slop. The future is not forgiving. Personnel. Terminate weak links and make decisions quickly. Have enough strength and depth in finance, accounting, reporting in order to have the collective brains and information to properly run the business, plan, and change course. Don't overhire during the boom times because at most it's impossible to properly cut back and run the business as if starting a new group. Bottom line objectives and performance measures are essential. Leasing agents, asset managers, and partners need financial training and expertise. Failure to have bench strength until too late in the leasing ranks, asset management, finance, etc. They talk about bench strength a lot, like probably 6 or 7 of these have done that. You gotta constantly be looking for the right people. Even if you're not hiring, in my opinion, constantly be having these conversations. Have people that are in the works, maybe at different companies or completely different businesses that you'd like to have on your team if the time and the stars align. Hire the right person. Critically, take the time, then train. Failure to hire people who have capability to switch hit or change the focus to adapt to cycles. For example, a person moving from leasing to finance, administration, and overhead. Keep it simple. Cut costs immediately if tenants don't realize it. Understanding of specific joint venture agreements, etc. by finance of division partners. For example, we wasted 2 years of overhead costs that should have been billed back to the project venture. Don't assume partners and lenders are aware of or on top of financial agreements. Failure to appreciate that our business now is more labor and overhead intensive than the past. We can't operate as we did before. Things change. Don't pinch pennies to squander dollars. Focus on the dollars. Watch needless paperwork and special needless distractions. Failure to properly bill tenants for escalations. Collections of receivables more timely. Failure to recognize than being in a ditch creates more fire drills. Office, whenever possible, with low or no rents. Don't get locked into high rent just to finance the next building. You're knocking your future for a building you will probably own 50% or less. All right, guys, so there you have it. There's a ton of gold here. I've been saying it many times, but live by some of these lessons. Learn from other people's mistakes. So stick with us. The next episode is going to be really exciting because it's a totally different spin on things. The last series was kind of like, what did we do wrong? What could we have done better? The next one is a little bit more of what did we do right? That's going to be the fun one. So we'll see you at the next episode, guys. Make sure you share, like, comment, get this message out there. This is like old school real estate knowledge. It's an exclusive document. Not everybody has this. We're here to share it. We're here to get it out to you guys. And keep hustling, stay entrepreneurial, and go get after it.